The Winter Olympics are finally upon us, and any parent not showing their kids Cool Runnings by this point are very much lacking in their parental duties.
A soliloquy for every movie, from Casablanca, Tommy Boy. He's here, it's him, it's Andrew Todd.
You're not gonna find anybody who hates Cool Runnings. Certainly you'll run into people who don't like Miracle or Eddie the Eagle, Chariots of Fire, Blades of Glory. Okay, no, not Blades of Glory. That movie is perfect. But no one dislikes Cool Runnings. You'll meet somebody on the street who hates pizza before you find somebody who admits that they don't like Cool Runnings. And the reason why it was so beloved back in 1993 and is still admonished today, it's because it's genuine, it's honest, it's selfless, and it's pure. So what do those elements have to do with Cool Runnings still being highly regarded today? The first thing it comes down to is the cast. The 4 members of the bobsled team were mostly unknowns. For a couple of them, it was their very first role, or at least role where they weren't just an extra in the background. And you can feel that genuineness. Like, you're not gonna go away saying that these are fantastic A-list actors, because that's not what the script demanded. This movie required 4 unknowns from a distant land. And so to cast somebody like Eddie Murphy or Richard Pryor, you know, the whole gang to be part of the Jamaican crew would have been a complete washout. Plug your ears, Disney executives. If they made Cool Runnings today, you'd better believe that that movie would be crowded with stars such as Michael B. Jordan, Jafar Jackson, Donald Glover. And then for the coach, John Candy's role, it would either be Denzel Washington or, I don't know, Jenna Ortega? I don't know. But it would be a crowded movie is the point. And that's what I like about Cool Runnings as it is. Even John Candy, for as big of a star as he was, he didn't seek out the spotlight. In fact, he or a crew member even said at one point that he stepped back from the spotlight and allowed his 4 co-stars to take the helm. And so you just feel this sense of generosity and kindness and love toward each other from the cast. Now, while the story is not 100% true, there's a lot of things that were tweaked and twisted to be more movie-friendly. One of the changes director John Turteltaub could have done is make the team win at the end. That would have just spoiled everything that the movie built up to, about how winning isn't everything. I believe in the Mighty Ducks, they talk about winning isn't everything, and then they go on to win at the end of each movie. Even Tony Stark as Iron Man, decades after John Candy said that a gold medal is a beautiful thing, and if you're not something with it, then you're nothing without it. And if you'll remember in Spider-Man Homecoming, Tony Stark told Peter Parker, if you're not enough with the suit, you're not enough without it. But that theme resonates throughout the entire movie and even caps the movie off at the end by having them actually lose. Disney also could have taken this story and made it so slapstick. I'm going to argue that Cool Runnings is not a comedy. Yes, there are lots of jokes in there, but there's a lot of jokes in The Patriot. There is a lot of genuinely dramatic movies that tend to have a lot of laughs. Patch Adams is another one that comes to mind. Hear me out. John Candy is not funny in this movie, and he's not trying to be. John Candy instead decides to take the Michael Caine Ebenezer Scrooge route and play this role as serious as a funeral. And it's John Candy, so he's not boring. And I would argue that his monologue to the boardroom is some of his best acting we've ever gotten. He is so charismatic, so fun to watch, and if you watch this movie again, you'll see that he allows his Jamaican co-stars to have all the jokes. And going back to The Loss, like hopefully I'm not spoiling anything for you, but going back to The Loss, it's so sad watching their helmets all like distorted and oh, that always hurts so bad to watch because they worked so hard for this. And the movie is just so honest in saying not everybody makes it. You know, like I think Ratatouille is another movie that does that, where just because you have a great idea something that is definitely going to work doesn't mean you're going to have everybody get on board and be your best friend and join this venture with you. You're going to create a lot of enemies. And those are messages I don't feel like we ever get out of movies anymore. Every movie, it's, you wish upon that star. You think it hard enough and it'll happen for you. Yeah. Woo! No, I wanted to be a millionaire since I was 3 years old. And I still think Taco Bell is too expensive. But the end of Cool Runnings gives you that satisfaction of the loss because it's a very truthful story, which is reflecting real life events and something you and I can very much relate to because unless you're a cheating scoundrel, you have suffered loss and you have seen the lack of fruit your hard work has produced at times in your life. God knows I have. I just changed my YouTube name for like the 20th time this year. So yes, the movie does allow you to sit in disappointment, but it also delivers a hint of hope. Last and foremost, Cool Runnings sticks with the message. That message being, you're not always going to win in life, no matter how hard you work. But then there's also this underlining subtext of this ongoing racism as soon as they hit Canada. Now, from what I remember reading that the Canadians and their competitors were actually very welcome of the Jamaican bobsled team in real life. But I do like that the movie created tension. Cool Runnings trusted its audience to get it. They knew that smart people were going to go see this film. They trusted that you understood that this was also a film about racism and how we need to accept anybody from anywhere, no matter what color the skin is. And speaking of color of skin, they only mentioned it once. One time in the entire movie. It's back in that boardroom where John Candy infamously says, 4 black guys and a bobsled make you blush? And that's all they needed to say. For the few people who didn't get the racism undertones, that's all you had to say. And it's like, click, oh, I get it. Yo, yeah, this is much deeper than just winning or losing. And for the record, I do want to say, since we're talking sports, remember the Titans also handled racism really well. I'll talk about Remember the Titans one day, but I just feel like Cool Runnings and Remember the Titans belong on the same shelf. They are so stinking good. So you let me know what you think. What do you think of Cool Runnings? When's the last time you watched it? Have you shown it to your kids yet? I need to know. And do your kids love it? I don't know. My kids are kind of rocks when it comes to movies. Like the bobsled, it crashed and they just were like, oh, okay. Can we just go back to watching him kiss the egg? That was funny. I mean, it's fine. Yeah. But yes, tell me what you thought of Cool Runnings. And are you going to be watching the Olympics? I know I'm excited. I hope you are too. Thank you so much for watching. And please don't forget to subscribe so that I can see you in the next episode. In fact, he kind of goes the Michael Caine, Ebenezer Scrooge route where he decides to play his role as serious as a heart attack. Okay, that was really bad. No. Let me go back and do that again.